Chicken or the egg? A time-old question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, for me it's obvious. It's the egg. Let me explain. The question itself is misleading and has an answer in it. The word chicken for the bird chicken came from an Old English language in 14th century and was referred to the young of any bird and was originally written as chicken. So the real question here is, which came first, the first young bird or the egg? The oldest egg discovered so far are fossilized dinosaur eggs, Massospondylus eggs, from South Africa, dating back approximately 190 million years. Now I don't know about you, but 14th century and 190 million years have a huge difference. So the egg clearly comes first. But now you say, oh yes, but how about the chicken or the chicken egg? Which came first? The chicken, of course. Because in order for an egg to be called a chicken's egg, it first had to be laid by a bird called chicken. Hence the word chicken's egg. Okay, fine, you say. What came first then? The earliest young bird that was named chicken later, or then egg? Well, the earliest bird ever discovered in a fossilized form was Archaeopteryx, that lived about 150 million years ago. Compared to the 190 million years back, the Massospondylus still comes well before any birds. So I would say the egg came first. But okay, you say, what came first then? The first animal that was capable of laying eggs, or the eggs? And this is where it gets interesting, because now we need to define what classes an egg and what classes an animal. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, an animal is a multicellular heterotrophic eukaryote, which basically means one single animal that consists of two or more cells that cooperate with each other. Their cells have nuclei and organelles, and they are incapable of making their own foods. Thus, they need to eat other organisms. And the earliest such thing we have found in a fossil form are the strange, sponges-like creatures that lived about 635 to 660 million years ago. These sponges already had eggs, true animal eggs, though not the hard-shelled kind we think today. So what about an egg? What classifies an egg? Encyclopedia Britannica says this. In biology, the egg is a female reproductive cell or gamete. In zoology, the Latin term for an egg, ovum, frequently used to refer to a single cell, while the word egg might be applied to entire specialized structure. Which means the said sponges already had eggs. So does that mean that egg came first, or does it? Because if we go further back in the time of the origin, with a big bang that formed a universe where particles became atoms, atoms became molecules, and those formed cells about 3.5 to 3.8 billion years ago, which then formed eukaryotes about 2 billion years ago. And these did have female reproductive like male reproductive, like fusing gametes. But these creatures were not yet animals. They were ancestors of what would become animals, plants and fungi. In that respect, whatever created an animal came well before the egg. But let's not forget, we are comparing the chicken creature with a proper hard-shelled egg. And as far as we know, the first hard-shelled land-laid amniotic eggs appeared about 312 million years ago. In early reptiles. One of the earliest reptiles, such as Hylonomus, who evolved to produce semi-hard, leathery shells around the eggs, so that they wouldn't need to be dependent on water anymore and can live further inland. But now the big question here is, and I think it's the obvious one, which did come first, the chicken or the egg? The egg, of course, because last time I checked, that is not a chicken. That's a lizard. Goodbye.